All right.
Oh man, we're back.
What episode are we on
Hey
right now?
guys.
Episode. What is this? 12?
I think this is episode 11 now.
No.
Because didn't we shoot one?
Let's
I
just
feel
shot
like
one.
fuck that other episode.
make it 11 and a
Remember the
half.
one got interrupted?
Yeah. All right. So 11 and a half. This is episode 11 and a half.
Yeah, maybe we should call it 11 and a half.
11 and a half.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna go with.
Mm-hmm.
We have a special guest today.
Hey everybody. Are you
Young.
gonna introduce me? Or do I introduce myself?
A young brandy. I mean, sometimes the guests don't like to be put on the spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Sometimes we
saying?
don't like to put the guests on the spot, so they.
But we are
look forward to
here
yourself.
today with young brandy, a young model, a young executive, a young baddie. You know, we
CEO.
got her in the building today.
Maddie for sure.
Hi guys. This is Brandy Rodriguez here. Brandyguez on Instagram. I'm sure they'll tag me. You'll definitely know.
Mm-hmm.
We got you with the credentials.
I didn't know your last name was Rodriguez.
Yeah, I'm
Are you-
Mexican.
Oh, you're Mexican, like
Mhm.
full-blooded.
What are you really? Oh shit. Wait, when we were talking to the dog, I noticed because you said something and I was like, oh, he speaks Spanish too.
Yeah. That's
But you
what's up,
said it
that's
like a
fire.
Puerto Rican, so I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Oh, so you could
Let's
pick up
go.
on like the accent and shit, like.
Oh,
the
yeah,
different
for
shit.
sure,
That's
yeah.
fire. Yeah.
I mean,
facts.
like, before I didn't, because I grew up in California, and over there it's just, like, all Mexicans, and then I came over here, and then that's when I discovered, I was like, oh, shit, there's, like, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Colombians, and that's when I started noticing
I got no
different
say. I'm full of
accents.
time.
Yeah, there you go, bro.
Yeah,
It's
no
all
say,
good.
bro.
Now you just own it. That's it. Nah, yeah. Like the Puerto Rican thing, the Mexican, like it's just so crazy how each, like whether you're Brazilian, Colombian,
Mhm.
Puerto Rican, they all have their own slang. They all have their own
Yeah,
culture and
yeah,
shit. It's
for
super
sure.
dope.
Fact.
For sure.
Yeah. So here we are, episode
11 and a half.
11 and
That's what we're calling this
half.
episode.
Yeah. Today, I think we're gonna get some Barilla tacos in honor of the Hispanic heritage, right?
Yeah, either that or the cheese skirt burger.
I'm down. Oh,
Yeah,
hell
cheese
no,
skirt burger. Might have to
no.
bust one of those down.
Yeah. Brandy,
I'll watch you guys eat it.
You gonna bust it
'cause-
down? Didn't you tell
oh,
us you were gonna?
God.
Didn't you tell us you were
I
gonna
thought
bust
that was
one
a
down?
joke.
You gotta do it.
No, we put her on
We
the
did
spot.
say-
She's busting it down.
We did say on like one of the last episodes, if one of the episodes got 50 views or 100 views, we gotta look later to see what it
Oh
got.
yeah, shit. I think it was. What was it 50 likes or something like that?
What, that
We-
I
you
don't
guys
know.
would
We
eat the
review it.
burger?
Yeah, we
or
would
live.
review it. We were gonna eat it
Live.
live.
Shit.
You're gonna
Oh,
bust it down,
shit.
yeah.
But I don't.
Have
gotta
an
check.
ambulance on call because that shit looks
Yeah,
like a heart
we
attack.
ain't going to the
Yeah.
hospital here. I can tell you that.
That's all when it's fucked. You can't be doing that.
It's like
Yeah, you're
asshole
gonna
as
ask
fuck.
them, oh, where are you guys taking us? They're like, oh, here.
Nah,
You're
I'd
like,
be like-
no, I'd rather just die.
Just take me to the cemetery.
Yeah, just take me right there, right away.
Oh my god.
But
Oh, man.
yeah, young Brandy is in the building. She was low key feeling like Beyonce before when she got the mic in her
Yeah,
hand.
she
She's
like
having some
touched the
fun.
microphone and was like, "Whoa!"
I had to test it out.
Got to.
Testing it out. She's doing her
I was
thing.
like, damn, I'm living my true stardom right here.
There you go. There you go. Just get a little auto tune on there, a little reverb. You're good to
Literally.
go.
Switch careers, honestly.
Mhm.
might
You know-
have
From
to.
model to singer, you never
You might
You know
know.
what's
have to.
crazy, bro? Is like if she put out a song, it would probably do some.
Yeah, it
Yo,
would
maybe
go.
we should
It
do
would
that.
go. It would go.
They're
We
gonna
should
be
try.
like,
We should
okay,
try and
now.
experiment with that.
They're gonna be like, now sing without the auto tune. I'm gonna be like, yeah, no. I'm gonna be calling you guys up like, hey.
Can you guys just throw auto tune on this?
Yeah.
Re-upload the video.
For real.
Most people don't know how auto tune, like, everybody pretty much uses. I mean, you know, like everybody pretty much uses auto tune nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Like even just a little bit, because what it does is it
Mhm.
gives your vocal like that little bit of excitement.
Well,
gives
it just
like,
keeps
snaps
your
the note.
vocals in key with the whole song. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
facts.
really what it is throughout the whole entire song. Because sometimes your vocals could go out of key.
That's
So
a
that's
fact.
really what it does.
That's a fact, bro.
I feel like the auto tune king is Travis Scott because it's like
Oh,
so
he-
obvious.
he, like,
he
pioneered
makes
that,
good
like,
music. Don't
weird
get me
sound.
wrong, but like yeah, like when he's singing, you could tell. Like in some of it, I'm like, oof.
I think the
But
goat
it sells.
word. I think the goat is T-Pain though. When it comes to the auto tune,
Honestly, bro. Yeah, T-Pain is the go to that shit, but I can't fuck with T-Pain.
you don't like T-Pain?
No.
He was
No,
good back
bro.
in the day.
He was good when I was
like,
in elementary school,
exactly.
bro.
That was like our shit. We
Yeah.
were like, okay.
No, bro. I don't
He's
fuck with
hurt.
T-Pain.
Disrespect
He's butthurt. He's
T-Pain. God.
He's still stuck in 2005.
Bro,
It's
you
okay.
you like buy you a drink, right? You like bartender. Those
Oh,
records.
yeah, of course. Those are, like,
obviously. Those are
hits.
classics, but I just can't fuck
You
with
trying to disrespect T-Pain on the potty? I can't believe it.
Nah, I can't.
That's all right. It's all right. Everybody's got different tastes. It's all good. So you would say you fuck with Travis Scott more than you fuck with T-Pain?
I mean, now
Nowadays,
Probably.
okay, I feel you.
I still
Yeah, I would
listen to
too.
some good music from, you know, like the early 2000s.
yeah.
I say
mean-
like it's ancient, but it's not like.
Yeah, nah, I can't. Nah, bro, I don't like T-Pain, bro. I just don't like him. I don't fuck
I
with
mean,
him.
He's like
hey.
these late 90s
Yeah,
babies.
like- He's like, what's wrong with these two people?
Yeah, I mean, different strokes for different folks. It is what it is, but I ain't mad at it though. Like everybody's got their own thing that they're into, so I'm not. You know, that's how music is. Music is like subjective. You said on the way over here, you listen to pretty much anything, right?
Yeah. Like some days I'll like want a little like, you know, nostalgia, and I start listening to, you know what I mean? Like you said, T-Pain or like Pink, Gwen Stefani, like all their old music, Britney Spears, Beyonce, or like, you know, old R&B and stuff like that.
Word. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So, and then other days I'm like, you know, just house music, EDM. I'm like, like I feel like I need a drink right now, you know? Like on days like this, I feel
Cleaning
like
the house,
especially
you gotta get down to like
exactly, or like I don't know, I feel like okay, seasonal depression is real, right? And especially
Oh,
when you
hell yeah.
live in New York, like on days like today, people just want to go out and like have fun. They want to have a drink or like go to the beach or whatever, you know what I mean? Just because like we don't see the sun.
That's facts.
And then nobody knows how to drive.
65
as you
degrees
could
out.
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro. Do you have any
Car
wine
accidents.
in the crib? We should maybe.
I got. I have to check, bro.
Yeah, at some point
I gotta
maybe we
see.
should crack some kind of a drink, even if you have like a spiked seltzer or something.
Should we do another shoey?
Definitely
What
not
is a
another shoey.
Should I do another shoey?
What is chewy?
Oh,
I'm
Shoey
scared.
with the cheese.
she didn't. This is how I know she didn't watch the episode.
Definitely not.
Nah.
She don't even know who we are.
You know what a
For
shoey
real. No, what is it? It can mean multiple things. I'm like,
Shoey was.
Oh
my boy
man,
over
I'll
here.
show you the episode after this.
oh
but
god.
He
I cracked open.
Oh, it's a
beer.
guy.
Yeah, I cracked
It's
open
like
a
a
beer.
thing.
We did a
Oh.
shoe and just completely hammered it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, you pour up the beer in the
Kind of
shoe.
like shotgunning.
Yeah, but inside of a shoe. So it just comes down and you get like the
that-
dirt
okay,
particles
hence
in your
the
shoe
name.
and
Ew,
stuff
that's
that go
blech.
into your mouth. Yeah, it's gross.
God.
It's pretty.
You might
it's,
as well lick
it's
the bottom of
definitely
your shoe at
nutrient
that
dense.
point.
It's definitely
A
nutrients.
nutrient?
Yeah, it's definitely vitamin nutrient dense.
Oh yeah, walking around in New York. Oh for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
sure the
my
bottom
God.
of your
Walk
shoe has a
around,
lot
walk
of nutrients.
walk through Times Square, pop a
Oh,
shoey right after, bro.
God.
Can you imagine?
No,
bro?
bro,
Yeah.
would you-
Just the thought of it makes me sick.
Would
Nah,
you-
gotta go straight to the hospital?
Yo,
right
peep
after
this.
that.
Peep this.
Mm.
Would you take a homeless motherfucker's shoe and do a shoey with it? Like he walked around all day
How
with
much?
the shoe for like 10 racks.
10 racks? Yeah.
What
5
if it
racks.
gave you like herpes or like some kind
Oh,
of like
you're right.
nasty
Yeah, I could
disease
get
that
some
you're gonna be
fucking
fucked with for the rest
disease.
of your life?
10 racks? Nah, bro. That's
Yeah,
way
what if
too
he's got like gangrene in his feet, bro?
I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
10
I'm dead.
bands.
Nah, 10 bands is too. Nah, it's too little.
Yeah, I feel like
Name something a little higher.
I feel like I'd have to do it for at least like 100K or maybe a
Nah,
million.
I think
bucks.
100K is a little too
Ew.
much. I would do it for 50K. You put 50 grand on the table, I'm doing it.
Nah, bro.
You put 50 grand on the table, I'm going to the city and doing it. Why, bro? It's 50
Take a
grand,
shotgun
bro.
out of the cup.
Yeah.
I mean the
Oh,
cup,
a
the
cup.
shoe.
It's a homeless.
We ain't talking about
motherfucker's
fighters
shoe.
here.
Nah, yeah.
Ew, no.
Nah,
Times Square is
damn.
dirty, but I feel like the subways are dirtier.
I've seen videos of
Yeah.
people licking the handles in the subway.
Bro,
People do the
The
wildest
subways are
shit.
Floors,
gross.
bro.
I
Yeah,
mean, like
subways,
I lived in the city for school, and I saw so much shit. It was disgusting.
I can
Like
only
you know,
fucking
people pissing themselves, taking a shit, like disgusting.
Yo,
Naked
can you imagine
people
doing that shit?
is nasty. It's nasty. Like I would
Fucking
literally go
gross.
in there and I would not want to touch anything, and I was like a freak about like germs. I'd literally get home, whatever clothes I wore that day, if I had to sit in the subway or
Completely
touch
off.
anything, completely off in the laundry, like
Fuck
Lysol, because that shit was disgusting. Like
Fuck that.
That's fucking
It's
nasty.
gross.
Nah.
But that's New
Yeah.
York for you,
no.
right?
No.
That's fucking
I'm not fucking with that. But anyway, in other news,
I'm not fucking with that.
yeah, whatever you just said, I kind of just blocked it
No,
out
we
of my
ain't- we
mind.
ain't doing
I don't know. I don't even know.
Nah, there will be no shoeys from homeless people on the next episode. I can promise you that.
Just
no
give me some
bets,
water.
No
No,
more
no.
bets.
Fuck
Would you
that.
though for $1 million? Would you?
Fuck no.
$1 million bucks.
Hell no.
If I
I'd
offered you- if I
probably,
handed
I
you-
honestly would probably gag. Like I would throw up. No, from a homeless person,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
I mean, $1 million bucks.
Have you seen the homeless?
I'm doing it
down
for $1
there?
million.
They like
I'm doing
don't
it
even
for-
shower, bro.
I
Like
mean, yeah,
they
but
shit on themselves, man.
that's true.
Yeah, nah, their
She said
feet
they
are fucked
shit
up.
on themselves.
Yeah.
Like oh
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, that's disgusting. I don't even know how we got on the homeless.
You're the one who brought it
We're
up.
shooting
Yeah,
people.
bro. You
He's
Hey,
like, I don't know how we got
You
on
offered
this
me this
topic.
deal, bro. You offered me a deal.
I'm a fucked up individual. I
You got
I
a
don't know
hold
what
to
to
that
tell
deal,
you.
bro.
You know who? No, you know who he reminds me of. You guys have seen White Chicks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you know those two guys that one is Spanish and the other one is white, and they're always making bets. They're like, okay, like which chick, this girl or this girl?
Oh, yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Like you remind me of that guy.
I know what you mean,
him. You're like, okay, but if they were dudes, which one would you do? This guy
Yeah.
or this guy? And he's like, maybe this one. And you're like, oh, you're nasty, bro. Like,
Damn. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen that movie.
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
haven't
watch
seen
that
that
shit
movie
again.
forever.
It's a classic.
classic.
Facts. But anyway, like I was saying, in other news, young Brandy here is a model, and we wanted to ask you today, you know, how's the modeling thing? How'd you get started in modeling? How's that been going? Like, what's it like to be almost like a modern day influencer, model, that kind of thing? You know what I mean?
Okay. So I started out when I was like 15. My mom, she was friends with this one guy who was friends with designers, and he himself was getting into the designing world, so he knew that I wanted to model. And at the time I was 15, things were like, the industry was still strict back then on height, size, you know what I mean, weight and stuff like that. And I've always had a tiny figure, but it was like obviously my height. I was always super short, like 5'1", 5'2". I think I'm 5'1". I don't even know. But so anyways, like he introduced me to designers, and I started off with bridal, gown work, quinceañera, sweet 16, stuff like that. And one day they needed a model because the other one had canceled, so he brought me with him. I started shooting. They loved my look, and like I kind of just did like a freestyle, if that makes sense. Like I had seen pictures and stuff, and I would practice in the mirror, and this was like without even doing any kind of shoot or anything like that. So anyways, they liked my look, and that designer would keep calling me back, you know, to shoot with him, and it ended up in magazines and stuff like that. And then from there, they would take me to like events with them, like New York Fashion Week. I would meet, you know, photographers. I would meet other models there too. And that was kind of like my base ground for networking, you know what I mean? And they'd ask me, they'd be like, oh, are you a model or do you shoot and stuff like that? And I'd get surprised, but I think it was just because of like my look or the pictures that they had seen. So that's basically how I got to like knowing other people and basically like making my way up and coming up. I would say that my breakthrough moment was when I modeled for Brandyguez. He's a famous Mexican designer who's he's designed multiple dresses for a bunch of Mexican celebrities and stuff like that if you Google him.
Fire.
So yeah, so I basically modeled his dresses, and that from there, that's when I started getting like gigs left and right, because he was like somebody big that was like official, you know what I mean? If people asked me like, oh, who have you modeled for, and if I mentioned him, they were like, oh wow, okay, so like you're serious type of thing.
Word.
So that's basically how I got into that. The more I started getting to know people, I started moving from dresses to lingerie, fashion, and then like bikinis. And
Pretty crazy how one thing like that can just open up a whole
yeah, exactly.
42
And I mean,
doors.
like, that was literally when I had just moved to Connecticut. Like, I always had dreams of being a model, and like my mom would help me making those connections and stuff like that. But like, you know, it's like tough when you go to these castings and stuff like that and you get turned down, and they're ruthless. Like, they don't care, you know what I mean, if you cry. Like, I only went to, I would say, like, maybe 2 or 3. And I would say that I have tough skin, but, I mean, I'd be lying if I did. Like, you know, I also said that it's, like, you leave there, like, not feeling insecure. Like, you definitely do, because it's, like, they make you feel like they're pointing out, like, wrongs about you onto, like, why they won't sign you. And in reality, it's just, like, they have a specific look that they have to maintain.
So what do they say? Like, oh, her nose is too big, or like her waist is not skinny enough. Like, what do they say?
Yeah, so for me, it was always my height. So for me, they were always all like, you're too short. We like your look and stuff like that. And at the time, I was 100 pounds, and they wanted me to go down to like 95.
Oh my god.
And it's like, okay, yeah, that's 5 pounds, but still, I'm like, I mean, come on, really? Like a girl. Yeah, a girl who's 100 pounds, like, that's ridiculous.
Nah, that's way too small.
And stuff like that. And mind you, like I said, that's when I was like 15. So I'm about to be 24 now. So like almost 8-9 years ago. Obviously, the modeling industry has like changed so much since then. But it was definitely like hard. So that's why I started out in bridal and gowns, because with that, you know what I mean? No one can see your legs. so they can't guess how tall or short you are. And there's different poses that can like make you look taller, or different poses that make you look shorter. So a bunch of people, and I still get it to this day, they meet me in person, whether it's photographers or brands that I'm working with, and they're like, oh my God, we thought that you were so much taller based on your photos. And it's literally all based on the poses.
To be honest, I thought you were taller too before I met you.
Yeah.
When he showed me pictures of you or whatever, like, oh yeah, she's gonna come on the podcast. You could swear that like you're 5.
Yeah, exactly. Like you see me and they're like, wait, who's this little midget girl? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly. So with the dresses and stuff like that, that got me a lot of gigs and stuff like that, and it got me into New York Fashion Week and stuff. So because that's more fashion oriented towards like couture and stuff like that.
What's that like, New York Fashion Week? Because I mean, I've heard crazy stories with that.
God, it's a mess. So like honestly, I've done New York Fashion Week and I've done Miami Swim Week, and I prefer Miami Swim Week way, you know what I mean, like better than New York Fashion Week, because New York Fashion Week is picky, unless, like I said, unless you're, you know, like Bella Hadid or like Gigi, you know, Kendall Jenner. It's like you're gonna get paid no matter what, because obviously you're like, you know what I mean, a top rated model. You just gotta show up
and you're getting paid.
But for anybody else, like no one talks about it. Most models do not get paid for New York Fashion Week. Like designers won't pay them. Yeah.
That's rough.
And like, so obviously everybody's gonna make it cool on social media. That's why they say don't believe everything you see on social media. Wow. Everybody makes it seem cool, like, yeah, I modeled in New York Fashion Week, it was so dope, and people are gonna say, oh my God, you're doing big things, and you are, but like it's like exposure. They're like, oh, we're not paying you because you're getting exposure, and it's messed up, you know what I mean, because it's like the models are essentially the ones that are showing your clothes to anybody who's there. The people they're paying to be there to watch your stuff, like the models should get paid too, you know what I mean. And majority of these models, it's like you have to go to castings and sit there and wait. And some places, like there was one casting that I was gonna go to, and it was in Soho, and the casting was from 10 to 3. I was in line for 3 hours, and right at like 2:45 they stopped taking people. Luckily I was there at the cutoff, but there was girls behind me that had been waiting since like 9 in the morning. They didn't even make it inside. Wow. And mind you, you're not getting paid, and it's like some of the exposure is good, but majority of the time it's
but
like,
is it like really worth I mean,
exactly. Like for me, that's when I started to realize, I was like, okay, like once I started, you know, like getting higher within the rank, I guess, of modeling, like I started seeing my worth. I was like, I don't need to be doing this, like, you know. And that's when I realized that it's like I like runway, but it's not my niche, like, and it's not what I want to do, and it doesn't pay me. You know, I need something to pay me. It's like
you need some
my
content,
time. Yeah, exactly. So I did it and stuff like that, but you have to bring your own food, your own water. Like, given some designers and some shows or companies that run the shows, they'll provide snacks, they'll provide food and stuff like that. Majority of the time, you're told to bring your own. There's girls that like have rough. Like passed out, you know what I mean, or like they don't eat. Exactly. And then for the shows, it depends how many you get hired for. So like, the shows could be running for 3 hours straight, and you might get like 20 shows. So you're running from one show to the next. You only have like 30 seconds to change. Wow. Like that stuff is true, where you don't have that much time to change and stuff like that. Like Miami Swim Week, at least it's bikinis. You know what I mean? You could just untie them, throw the next one on and stuff like that. But majority of the time, it just goes by super quick. The one thing that I do like, though, is like Miami Swim Week, they're way more inclusive. New York Fashion Week isn't inclusive at all. You have to have a specific look. You have to have like the walk and stuff like that. Versus Miami Swim Week, the walk, like meaning like you can't just like like your runway walk. It has to be like, exactly. So it has to be fierce. Like you know what I mean? It has to be like in a straight line, the shoulders, the movement of the arms.
Yeah, I never seen any of those people smile when they walk down that.
Yeah,
shit.
Exactly.
Like
no, New York Fashion Week, because it's like, I guess when, you know what I mean, since it's like high end couture type of thing, I don't know, it's always been like everybody has to have like a serious
look.
Exactly. Versus Swim Week, it's more fun, but if it's like, but if you look like at the videos of like Miami Swim Week, you see all the girls like blowing kisses at the camera, flipping their hair, you know, like give and take. It's like warmer weather, and obviously like, you know what I mean?
It's completely different. I mean, New York gives off that fucking vibe anyway. The fuck you vibe.
Exactly. It's a completely different vibe and whatnot, but Miami Swim Week is way more inclusive. You see curvy girls, you see girls that like aren't like the social standard, you know what I mean? Like big boobs, big butt, small waist. Like you see all kinds of bodies, and I think that that's why like more girls are targeting Swim Week than their Fashion Week nowadays. New York Fashion Week, at least.
Yeah, the curvy.
So-
I like that they're more inclusive. Yeah. I
Where
fuck
does
with
one
that.
apply to?
Are you gonna do Miami Swim Week?
I might have to, bro.
Honestly, though, for Miami Swim Week, you guys can. Like, it's easier for guys, but you have to
Yo,
be like,
we
okay,
out?
one thing, though, for Miami Swim Week, you have to be fit. Like, they're strict on the guys being
Shit.
fit.
All right,
but
I ain't
Yeah, you gotta
passing
be-
that.
I mean, I don't know.
gotta be
I don't
yoked.
know how inclusive they are with
gotta be
guys
yoked.
as they are girls, but
They're definitely more inclusive towards girls, I feel like. But guys, you
Mhm.
got to be kind of like Rambo.
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that. But sometimes there's dudes that model that look like, I don't want
Like
to say they
hot
look like
dogs.
shit. Yeah, they just look like they have
No,
like a
but
fat
you
look,
know
though.
the majority of guys that are models are gay.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that is a fact.
Yeah, or they're straight and they turn gay. Like, but they're gay, and there's nothing wrong with that. you
No,
know
there's
what
nothing
I
wrong with
mean?
that at
Like,
all. No.
But yeah, that's kind of. I mean, I was a little bit disappointed when I found that out. You know, when I first started on the modeling world, I'm like, oh my god, these guys are so hot, and then I was like, oh, okay,
They're gay.
Okay.
Yeah,
They're all
I
gay.
was all like, hey,
They're gay.
be like, so we're best friends now. Okay, cool. like,
Yeah, I mean, you should make some cool friendships
yeah.
with that shit.
But I mean, to basically get hired for Fashion Week, like New York Fashion Week is definitely word of mouth if you know the designer, or going to castings and like waiting 8 hours, which is like,
Yeah, that's brutal.
just
That sounds
no
brutal.
thanks for me. Versus Miami Swim Week, like I said, they're way more inclusive. There's different pages on Instagram, websites that you could sign up to, and they'll shoot emails and texts, but like they'll do registrations and they'll open it for an hour and then close it, so you have to be like on top of it when you're like, you know, doing the registration, putting your name in and your experience, and then if they call you for a casting, like you have to like answer within that hour, because they might want you, they could do it like over FaceTime or Zoom, and they'll want you to walk then and there and tell you yes or no, yeah, type of thing. But they're definitely more inclusive and more like lenient when it comes to trying to get into the shows. So
Would you say like getting booked for the Victoria's Secret fashion show is like one of your dream gigs, or do you not really give a shit about that?
no, I don't anymore.
care?
Wow.
Because the Victoria's Secret show was canceled like years ago.
Wait, really? When?
Yeah,
I
you
thought it
didn't
was
know
always
that?
rolling. Yeah, I don't
No.
think the funnel.
they
Honestly, I had no
stopped-
idea either. I act like I know.
So like obviously it used to be my dream, you know what I mean? It was like any girl's dream that was a model, or like, you know, wished or dreamed to be a model, to be in the show and stuff like that, and you'd look up to all those women. But they canceled the show, I think it was like 5 or 6 years
Why?
ago, because they weren't getting enough viewers. And that's when the industry like did a flip and they started being more inclusive. The reason why women stopped watching it is because like, so social media blew up, Instagram blew up, Facebook, Twitter,
So they
and
have
so
other
like
venues to
yeah,
look at it.
exactly. It's like nowadays you could like see the news through Instagram. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You could see
So,
anything through Instagram nowadays.
Exactly. So like the show before the very last one that Victoria's Secret had, a bunch of women were like tweeting and posting on Instagram like, I can't believe Victoria's Secret continues to like have such skinny models and starve these models. Like these are such unrealistic, you know, standards for younger girls to be looking up to them. Like
I saw
and
something
whatnot.
like that. Honestly, I saw something like
Yeah.
that where it was like, and not to cut you off, but
no, you're fine.
I think what was it, a couple years ago, that they started accepting like more like bigger women into
Yeah.
modeling and stuff. Which I mean, I don't think that's a horrible thing. I mean, because
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I don't
I think they need
so
love too,
either.
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
good. But a bunch of girls started tweeting, posting on Instagram and stuff like that, and then a bunch of models that had casted for Victoria's Secret started coming out and saying how they treated them and that they felt like they were just treated like, you know, like dogs, you know, or like they weren't anything.
so
and
they were
so like
canceled right there.
exactly. So then in that point, like Victoria's Secret was completely canceled, and people were like, we're not going to watch this because it's like, it's not inclusive at all. And like, give and take, everybody loves the models, but they were right. Like the image that they were showing, it's like trends come and go, and a body image is a trend. Like, you know, early
Facts.
2000s, every girl wanted that, like, you know, like cocaine girl look where everybody was skinny, right?
Yeah.
Like literally bony, like
I was
super
never into that.
skinny.
No, me
Never
neither.
into
Me
that
neither.
shit.
No,
But
me
that's
neither.
what, like, you know what I mean? Like Paris Hilton back in the day. That, like, you know
Oh,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
She
yeah.
was
I
the
mean, she's
star.
that
So
trend. Yeah,
everybody,
definitely.
yeah, her and
Yeah.
Nicole Richie. So obviously everybody wanted to follow that trend. And then like now the BBL trend,
I
right?
feel like
Every
a couple,
girl.
yeah, Lizzo.
And like,
What's good with that? Yo, Liz, dead ass, bro, dead ass.
What the fuck's going on with that?
Yo, dead ass. No, what the fuck is
Lizzo.
going on? No, Lizzo for sure, right?
You
yeah.
talking about her in a modeling standpoint, or just
I mean,
like,
I
her
hope
overall
she.
look? I've seen her do some modeling
Cut
shit.
that out. Cut
Have
that
you
out of
seen
the.
her
Shout
TikTok?
out to Lizzo.
No, I don't want to.
Like, we love you, Lizzo. Don't sue. But yeah,
Lizzo.
so then the BBL trend, and I think that trend has been like the one that has lasted the longest because it's like, it's
That's
curvy, right?
Crazy.
But it's
BBL
like,
shit.
don't get me wrong. Some BBLs look really good, and then others
Oh,
are
yeah.
like, what the fuck? But it's what everybody likes right now. So
Can you elaborate on what
Mhm.
a BBL is? Because I think I know it. It's a Brazilian butt lift. But what do
Yeah.
you do? Where do they take this fat from and shit?
So a BBL, they take the fat from your back, your stomach, your hips. They could take it from your arms. They could take it from like your cheeks. They could take it from your thighs. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And then they inject all that fat into your ass to
Would you
give
get
you
one?
like that hourglass look.
Yeah,
I
would you get one?
would, but I don't have like enough fat. Like I like my body, but like
Can they grab fat from another person?
no, I wish if they did.
I think your
would
body
do
would
like
reject
this.
it. Yeah, your
Yeah.
body would
Oh,
reject
the body
it.
would reject.
Yeah, because it's like a foreign object. It's not used to that.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
God, that's
Yeah.
so crazy to me.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
All right,
And
that's
it's
definitely
like-
a
like
bucket
some
list,
Frankenstein shit, low
Yeah.
key.
Because I was like, I mean, if I could, I'd definitely do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'd
why
be
not?
like, okay, like.
would you get it done?
yeah.
Can you get that done like anywhere else, or does it have to be done in like a specific place?
What?
Like, because you know, like how people go to like Colombia to get veneers.
Uh-huh.
Like, would you go to like another country to get that done? 'Cause
Oh, a
it's, like, cheaper,
BBL
or-
probably. I mean, like, I
Brazil?
was, they have a bunch of good surgeons in Miami and stuff like that, but like everyone, I'm Spanish, so if it were me, like my uncle's a doctor, he knows multiple surgeons in Mexico, and they
so you got
do
the
the
hookup.
BBLs. Yeah, they do
Yeah.
the BBLs for like half the price. So if I really wanted to do it, I could, because over there they do it. Even if I had a small amount of fat, they'll do it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Versus here in the U.S., they're so strict with all the rules that they have that they don't allow
That's
it.
wild.
That's why everybody goes
Shit
to different
crazy.
countries, because
Yeah,
a
yeah,
BBL
yeah.
here can like range from 7 to 20 G's. In another country, it starts at like 3, or for the
Wow.
full
well, that's
thing
like
5.
veneers. You can get full veneers for like $5,000
Exactly.
in like Colombia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a health risk to having your fat relocated to your ass?
Yeah. I mean,
Like, seriously though, because
I love what you guys are asking me as if like I'm the doctor. I'm like, yes,
Yeah, we're
like,
BBL expert.
like, yeah,
Literally,
yeah, I know.
well,
Brandy
because
BBL.
honestly, I did
Yo,
all
use
my
code
research
Brandy, you
on
get
it,
half
like,
off on your next
for
Brazilian.
real, for real. Literally. No, but like I've done my research on it, because at one point I did want to do it, but like the doctors were like, yeah, where are we gonna grab the fat from? I was like, cool. Like, I mean, like during the procedure, like if
So
they
what if
stab an
you
artery
had-
or something, you could get like a stroke.
What if you had like a
Right.
fat boyfriend or something, and they were like, bring him in, we'll just cut some of his fat off and use it.
They
do
can't
that.
do
It won't
that.
work.
No country will do that. Not even if you go to like a foreign country, unless like it's like some
That's
under
rough.
the.
I
like,
wonder
table.
if it's like, you
type
know,
of
when
thing.
when somebody needs a kidney, like it needs to be like a family member or something, otherwise your body will reject
You know
it.
No,
what?
I-
That's weird. Wait, hold up. Why can you take somebody else's kidney but you can't take their fat?
Yeah.
I
No, I
just,
don't
I
think you
just.
yeah, you
fight
know
about-
what?
No, I
No,
don't-
let's fight about that.
Yeah,
Let's
like
fight
that
about
literally
think you
does
can.
not make any sense.
I don't think you can.
Yo,
take
did you
somebody
see?
else's kidney.
Speaking of
No,
transplants,
but you can. You
take
can.
maybe, like,
There's
a heart.
people on a wait
Nah,
list for
there's the
any kind of
craziest
organ.
shit.
Like people
Oh,
that
'cause
die,
it
your liver,
depends.
your kidney. Yeah, like.
bro, the
Yeah, yeah,
craziest
yeah.
shit I just recently saw like 2 weeks ago. Some dude got a fucking pig heart transplant. Swear to God,
Nah,
bro, that
he's
shit
done.
is crazy, bro.
He's done for.
That shit is no, he died.
Wait, you're lying. You're lying. I saw that. Did he really die? Guys.
No, that's fucked, yo. That's fucked.
No, he
No,
really
that's fucked. He
died?
died. He
Did he
died.
actually die?
Yeah, he died.
Wait, no, I
He died,
saw
that's
that
what he
on
died.
Daily Mail.
Yeah, he died.
And like doctors were so excited. They're like, "Oh my god, I think we found the next big thing."
Yeah,
I'm
nah, they were
like,
hyped, yo. They were like, yo,
I'm
we
like,
got him,
nah,
yo.
like,
He's
how
gonna
could
live
you
for
take a
like 30
pig's
years,
heart?
bro. He
Like-
died like the week after, dude.
No, bro. It's the way you said it. They're like, oh, he
No,
died.
no, I didn't mean. Oh,
Like,
God, bro, I didn't mean it like that.
like he's dead.
he's dead.
But
I
yeah,
mean-
that's actually interesting, like why you can't take somebody else's fat. But I guess with any like organ transplant, like your body can just reject it.
Yeah,
no?
that makes sense.
The same way the pig heart got.
I guess.
No,
I
but
guess
I
you
mean,
can't use a pig heart.
Dude, if you're getting a
You're
pig
like,
heart, what do you
oink.
expect?
Yeah,
It's
you can't
not
be
the
expected to
same.
breathe in much longer, bro.
Like, bro, I would just be like so. Like, can you imagine being conscious and like
Dude, my
knowing you have
anxiety
a
would be
pig
through-
heart?
yeah,
like,
nah,
it's
Yeah,
keep
keeping
you
that's
going.
going.
Would be
weird.
through the
Yeah,
fucking
me
roof.
too.
That's
Me
fucked.
too. Mm-mm.
Fuck that. I'll take the Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But even like if you don't have enough fat, they have other options. Like you could go in and get
You
filler.
can't just pump you
like,
up. Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. The only thing with filler is that like it dissolves. Like it could dissolve within 1 year, 2 years. So obviously you have to keep up with it. And like it depends how many injections you need. So like I'm honest, I don't care, you know what I mean? I tell people like if they've asked me like, oh, have you considered it? Obviously no shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I can't
What
get a
do you
BBL,
think?
the next thing I'm gonna go to is filler. So the thing with filler is that like depending on how many injections you need to get like the results that you want is gonna cost way more than a BBL. Like I went in for a consultation at a couple places in New York and Connecticut.
No, insurance doesn't cover.
In Miami.
No way.
No, because it's a cosmetic procedure.
cosmetic,
yeah. And to get like the results I wanted, and mind you, I did not want a fat ass. I just wanted a butt that is gonna look like kind of natural, but exactly, yeah. And it would be like 7 to like 10 grand just for the fillers, and it's like at that point you might as well just get a permanent BBL. You know what I mean? Because with the fillers you have to maintain them. So what's that, like 10 grand like every 2 years?
Wow.
Like, so you got to keep reinvesting.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not Kylie Jenner over here.
Jesus
like,
Christ, dude. You're the BBL expert. I mean, at this point, you've definitely informed me.
Because I've definitely considered it. So, and I still do. Like, if I ever were to gain enough weight, but like, I'm pretty happy with how I am. But it's like, when you're, you know what I mean? Like you said, when you're an influencer and stuff like that on social media, you're getting comments all the time about your body. So you're going to get the ones that make you feel good, that are like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You're sexy. You're hot. You have a perfect body. And then you get other ones where it's all like, oh, you're disgusting, or like, you know, you look like this, or you're a slut, or like it's a little bit of both.
Talk about that a little bit, like how that might weigh on your mental. Because I know for us as creatives, musicians, like
we always
the mind always seems to gravitate towards the negative one. You could get 1,000 good, and then the mind is like, oh,
literally
that one,
you read one comment,
one
so,
comment,
yeah,
it throws you off.
Yeah.
So that like happened to me, I want to say like a couple months ago. I was like, obviously like I like feel good about myself and whatnot, you know what I mean? And I was feeling great about my body and whatnot, posting. And then like I got a couple DMs, and like I knew that it was most likely from like, you know, girls that either don't like me or just somebody, like some troll sitting behind the computer. And like
it's 9 out of 10 times it's usually what it is.
Exactly. And they'd be like, oh my God, like your boobs are fake, or like your ass is flat, or you have like no shape, like just stupid stuff, you know what I mean? And this was like when I first, like I got one a couple months ago that said like, oh, like hey slut or something like that, like because of my pictures, you know what I mean? And it didn't upset me, of course, you know what I mean? Because it's like I'm not used to getting that much hate and DMs and stuff. So when it did, it kind of like made me rethink everything. And I was just like, damn, like, you know, and I like it made me look at myself differently. But then like I snapped out of it and I was like, no, fuck that. Like if I care what everybody thinks, or if I cared, I wouldn't have gone. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone to the point that I did. But like when I first started getting into the modeling world, like I definitely got that a lot, especially like when you go to the castings and like they tell you like, oh, these measurements are your arms, your legs, you know, certain stuff like that. Damn. So
really
yeah, like
apart, like each
yeah, and you know what?
Be brutal.
Majority of it, like besides, you would think that majority of it is girls. It would be guys. Like guys would DM me and thinking that they could like, you know, caught me or whatever and stuff like that. But like they'd say like some like gross shit.
Yeah,
you
some
know
dudes
what I
are just
mean?
straight savages with that
exactly.
shit. Like.
And so then I'd turn them down because I'm like, one, you're not my type. Two, you're like a fucking creep. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I wouldn't be like hella rude about it. I would just be like, nah, I'm good. And then they'd be like, oh, you're a fucking slut anyways, like, you know what I mean? Like, and they'd be like, you just do this for attention because you
meanwhile
have
they
no,
were trying
like,
to holler
confidence.
at you, like,
exactly. But it's all like,
stupid.
dude, I was like, in the end, you're the insecure one that is getting pissed off because you couldn't, like, you know what I mean, cop a girl. It's like, that's not my issue. But it's like, when you get comments like that, I was like, with anything, even if you don't believe it, it's gonna hurt from hearing it.
Like,
you know what I mean?
I feel like with what you do, like, I feel like no matter what a dude says, like, it's always gonna look like a thirst trap. Like, a lot of guys are just gonna be like, you know what? Like, if I slide into, like, they look at you and they're probably like, oh, that's easy work. Like,
no,
and it's like, no, it's not. Like, what
that's
the fuck?
why
How does that
like,
make me? You know what I mean?
And it's funny because it's like the way that I like portray myself on social media is completely different than the way that I am like in regular life, I guess you could say. Like on social media, I definitely like.
Well, because that's your business, that's your brand.
Exactly. It's like I know. Yeah, exactly. It's like I know what audience I'm targeting. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that's why I keep that image the way I do. It's seductive. It's sexy, and like it's what I like because it makes me feel confident. And it's like I'm not gonna have this body forever. You know what I mean?
That's a fact, yeah.
And whatnot. So it's like might as well make use of it now. But it's like when people meet me first in person, they get to know me, and then they're like, "What's your Instagram?" I'm always like, great. Now they're gonna be like, yo, this bitch is a slut. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like fun to see the reaction, but then at the same time, it gets me like anxious and nervous because no one would ever think if you were like to meet me first and then you see my Instagram and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, some people think that I'm just like this chill, laid back, innocent girl, and then they see my pictures, they're like, whoa, I never imagined that you could even like do poses like that or pictures like that. You know what I mean?
I met you after I saw your Instagram, so like I knew the expectations.
Exactly. But even so, like, you know, on like dating profiles, I never ever downloaded a dating app, and then I tried out Hinge. But on Hinge, like, I saw so many people putting their Instagram, right? And I was like, nah, fuck that.
I'm
like,
not putting,
I was all like, I don't want to put my Instagram because obviously the first thing somebody's going to do, go to the Instagram.
And then,
you know what I mean? And then, like, I knew at the time, you know what I mean? It's like, I was all like, a guy's gonna go look at it and they're gonna be like, okay, cool. Like, I just want to fuck her. You know what I mean? Type of thing.
They don't want to actually like get to know you.
Exactly. And it's like, I get that because the pictures I post, that's kind of what they like scream in a way. You know what I mean? It's
but you're like in real life, you're like the op. Like, you don't give a fuck about that. You're just doing that because it's your business.
Exactly. That's just one side of me and whatnot. So versus if people like see my Instagram first and then they think like, okay, this girl's a whore. Like, she'll fuck anybody. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, nah, like. Exactly, but they just judge people based off what they see. It's like, you know what I mean? When you go on Instagram and you see girls that do OnlyFans and they have these sexy poses and like you click on their link and their bio, it's like that's really the only thing you think of them. You know what I mean? Is like, oh, they do porn or they do this. I think
OnlyFans is a little bit more different because just in the fact of what it portrays. But again, still, you can't just automatically assume that every girl.
It's kind of like, I want to say that like in a way, like people, like guys and girls, they suddenly like lose respect for a person just because of like the photos.
No,
which I understand, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know, I see it when I first started modeling, I saw it as a way of like art and expressing your body and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, models get a lot of shit for that. Like, they like automatically guys at the end of the day. They're like, oh, they're sluts. I would never date one. It's like,
and it's like I have a lot of like friends where they wouldn't let like their boyfriends follow me, or like I had guy friends that like their girlfriends hated me, and I totally understood. I never got mad about it. I was like, listen, but I would honestly tell them, I'd be like, hey, I don't blame her, like, you know what I mean? But it's like I'm used to it, and it's like I know that there's girls like me that just post sexy stuff because it's the way that they make a living, and that's like, you know what I mean, things that they like to model and stuff like that, and what brings them the most income. But like in person, they're a totally chill person like me. Like, but then there's other models that I know that do that, and they're like, no, I'm gonna fuck everybody that I see, type of thing. And to each their own, you know. But it's like, at the end of the day, I always tell my friends too, because they're like, oh, my boyfriend followed this girl and da-da-da-da, or like, he's following these types of girls. And I'm like, at the end of the day, a guy's going to do what they want to do. You can't stop them. Like, you know what I mean? He's going to show you.
I used to get into fights all the time with my ex-girlfriend about shit, because like I would follow these models sometimes, and I would like their pictures, and it would be like a week-long fight.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I would lie if I said that I didn't do that a couple times too. Like, you know what I mean?
Come on. Like I was like, you know Tana Mojo?
Yeah.
Like I would like one of her pictures and like,
what would she say?
She's funny. Like she's like a funny ratchet girl.
Why are you liking other girls? I'm like, I'm never gonna have a chance to clap.
Most girls do that same shit.
Yeah. Well, they'll say like, why are you liking those pictures? Like it's disrespect.
I'm right here. Like, and I'm like, I know you are, but I'm never gonna be able to touch Tana Mojo.
You're like, so this is my way of touching her.
I'm just touching her. Like I'm not actually. I'm not touching that. Like I'm just touching the fucking picture.
But it's like, you know what's like messed up is that like most girls don't realize that it's all like, whether your man tells you or not, they're fantasizing about that stuff.
Yeah,
they're like,
you can't stop a man from.
You know what I mean? Whether they're in a relationship or not. And girls do it too. Girls fantasize about other guys while you're dating somebody else. That's just like life, you know, and nobody likes to admit it. And it's like, it's crazy, but it's like, I have like a bunch of guy friends that like I would talk to this about, because I used to be one of those girls where I was like, what the fuck? That's so wrong. Like, why are guys thinking that way? They shouldn't be fantasizing about another woman. They have a woman, type of thing. And then like, once we talked more about it, you know what I mean?
It's
the more I got.
you act on it.
Exactly.
That's it. If you're hitting up a person while you're in a relationship, then that's the bad part.
And the more relationship experience I got, I started to understand. I was like, dude, that's just life. And like, you can't stop anybody. You know what I mean? Like, people from cheating. If they want to cheat, they're gonna cheat.
Oh, they're gonna cheat.
You know
100%.
what I mean?
They're gonna figure out a way to do it.
Exactly. And I'm like, and it's up to you to whether, like, if you want to go back to them or not. And you know how much respect you have for yourself. Give and take. Everybody is different, but like, you can't stop anybody. And I tell girls that all the time because they're always all like, oh, like, you know, I don't know what to do in my relationship. That I was like, you can't stop him. Like, he's going to show you what he wants to give you. He's going to show you if he respects you, how much he loves you, how much he cares for you. And he's going to show you, like, if he's not going to unfollow that girl or if he's not going to do this and this, he doesn't care. Like, he's telling you, you can't, you know what I mean? Like, a bunch of girls are like, I can change him. I'm like, no. Like, you can't.
You can't change anyone.
They're trying to solve it, but they can't. Yeah, like, you don't just stop finding other people attractive even when you're in a relationship. It doesn't matter how in love you are, you're still gonna be like, oh, that's an attractive girl, that's an attractive guy.
There's temptation everywhere, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like no one talks about it and stuff like that, but there's temptation everywhere. Like,
especially nowadays with social media, like you could just see
easy access, like,
see everything.
Dude, you open up Instagram and the first thing you see is tits.
Dude, my explore page, I don't even be on there, and they just show me
ass, coffee shop, ass, tits, like, Starbucks. Like, bro, that's all it is, bro.
Yeah,
they definitely know what they're doing. Instagram.
They know 100%
they do.
what
It's
the
like
fuck
TikTok.
they're doing.
Okay, for guys on TikTok, the first thing that, like, the first few videos that's gonna pop up on your algorithm is girls dancing or shaking
in a
their
bikini.
Ass. Even if you don't like those videos, the second that, like, I had a friend and he downloaded TikTok, he's like, I want to see if this is true, because we saw another girl make a TikTok and she's all like, I switched my TikTok from female to male and this was what was on my For You page, and she screen recorded, posted it. And everybody was like, what the fuck? Because, like, for girls, we see, like, makeup, hair care, skin care. Like,
they got us all figured out.
Yeah,
fucked
for
up,
real,
bro.
For real. Like, I'm like, maybe we see a guy here and there, you know what I mean?
Fuck
but it's
that
not,
algorithm.
we're not, like, seeing guys over here, like, freaking whipping their dicks out and stuff like that. Versus guys, you see girls in bikinis,
we see girls
like,
busting it down
twerking.
on
Yeah, like,
busting it
did
wide
you see
open.
that video where that girl, like, her tit accidentally fell out as she was cleaning a table?
No, but I want to.
Wait, so did they, like, block
They
the video?
didn't take
or?
it down, no.
Of course
she was
not.
cleaning a table and, like, her tit fell out and she, like, quickly put it back in, but everybody in the comments was
That's
like,
crazy.
are we just gonna act like we didn't see that? And it's like, yeah, keep scrolling.
This was on
That's
TikTok?
crazy. What?
This was TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Dude, there's this one guy on TikTok, and I don't know his name, but he's, like, hella sexual on there that it makes me uncomfortable. It's like, you're doing too much. Like, it's kind of, like, corny. But
some of those guys are just way too much.
They, like, pull their
shit.
pants down to, like, the fat, like, you know, to the point where it's, like
your cock is almost there.
Yeah,
that shit's
exactly.
just
And it's just like that. Yeah.
And they got to do, like, that, like, face, like that.
Yeah,
that fucking stupid.
yes.
Yeah. What the
And
fuck
I'm
is?
just
Bro,
like,
what is up with that?
Like, honestly, that gives me the ick. I'm
Bro,
like,
any
ew,
dude who
like,
does that
you were
has to get
hot, but
punched.
yeah, no.
Any dude who does that
like,
has to get punched in the face right after.
Yeah,
Like, I'm sorry.
It's
Like
just like
the ick.
Yeah, the ick fit. Yeah, fuck.
It just makes me feel like, I don't know, like, in today's world, you know, people are a shoe, they're a tree, they're like bi, you know, lesbian, whatever, and it makes me question. It makes me question when I see guys like that on TikTok. I'm like, like,
he's probably gay.
I don't know any straight guy that would do that. Like,
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
good
I
that you see
mean?
that.
It's
Yeah.
like, it's good that they have confidence and whatnot, but, like, they're doing too much. You know what I mean?
It's good that you
Like,
see that you have the awareness to see, like, I don't know about this dude right here. Like, I don't know,
exactly,
you know,
for
your
sure.
female instincts
I
are
don't know
like, I
about
don't know about him right there.
Like, there's some guys that are funny about it, but then there's some guys that are like,
I don't know about that dude right there.
Motherfucking sweet.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you're sweet, but like, I know you get bent over too, so.
Hey you. Brandy live in the building today.
What an
It's
episode
the truth.
so far.
It's the truth. I'll say what most girls don't. So.
Nice.
That's why we wanted you on here.
See, that's why we had to have you on here. Yeah, I wanted to ask you as well, because we were talking about DMs a little bit before, and I saw one of your DMs that you showed me. Somebody trying to buy her pics and shit. Like, what's like one of the craziest DMs that you ever got?
You gotta have. Oh my god.
The
It's
Like one of the craziest messages that
DMs.
somebody said, like, "Oh, I'll pay your rent," or like, what did
Yeah,
they say?
so I've gotten messages where, like, guys literally DM me and they're like, hey, I'll pay you $40K, like, let me fly you out to Dubai, and then, like, you know what I mean?
You heard about that shit, right? The Dubai. No, go ahead.
Yeah. So they would, like, I've had guys message me where they're like, hey, I'm going to Dubai next week, like, do you want to come? And it'll be like some random guy.
How
and like,
much money?
like 40K. I mean, like the most I've gone offered was like 60K. But like I think about my safety because I'm like, ooh, this sounds like a really good deal.
Crazy.
Like I'm going to Dubai. Like I could pay my loans. Like you know what I mean?
That
ain't
about
like
that ain't happening.
You go over your head, and then I'm like, like I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be another Tinder story.
You get to Dubai and it's a van. That's what you're walking into a van and you're never coming back out.
Like for
you're never coming back out.
No, for real. So I've gotten DMs like that. I've obviously like the most kinds of DMs are like
you gotten like
pics.
sugar daddies, like 60-year-old dudes who are like,
yeah.
Yo, let
So
me take
I've
you
got
out.
exactly yeah. So there's a bunch of old men too that they'll be like, hi, you know, and they're like awkward and stuff, but they'll be like, oh, like I'm looking for a sugar baby.
To rub my feet, like.
Nothing like that, but I did get one guy who DM'd me and he's all like, I'll pay you 50K for you to like spank me and like weird shit. Like I like
why
basically
why does that shit have to be a thing? Like I'll just pay you 50 grand to fuck me, like not to spank my leg like on my ass. Like
no, he wanted me to basically like beat him, if that makes sense. Like that was his kink. That was his kink, and it was like really weird and gross. And like obviously I didn't respond. I was just like, no, you know what I mean. And then obviously I get like your typical like dick pics, and I did not know how many different kinds of dicks that there was out there until I was.
Shit, she's got a whole catalog of this shit, bro.
I'm like, there's all different colors. They go like left.
Yo, that shit is hell.
Like I don't know.
My
it's like
God.
I'm sure it's
Yo, she's like, it goes left, it goes right.
Bro, they be curving and shit.
like okay, like literally like a banana. I'm like,
hey yo.
I'm like, is that normal? You know what I mean? So, but I'm like, I'm sure it's the same with you guys.
Nah,
like, not every vagina is the same, right?
No,
they're all different.
Some are sideways, some are.
Some have more of like a curtain, you know. Some have more of like.
Some of them you gotta like.
Some
of them,
no.
Some of them the scariest.
Yeah.
Some of them you gotta like cut through with a machete, like just get in the jungle.
Oh my God. Like a roast beef sandwich.
No, yeah, those are crazy. Those are crazy.
Some of that young blueberry waffle.
Oh my God.
You remember that shit growing up?
Yo,
they used to be like, yo, look at blue waffle.
I forgot about that.
That shit was crazy.
Nuts.
Blueberry.
With that phase of life when people be like, yo, go home and look up Lemon Party online, or
Yeah,
like look up blue waffle.
I don't know where the fuck this kids even like. Us as kids even like found that.
I wonder who it was. Definitely somebody's like older sibling who told them, and then they went and told everybody like, yo, look this up.
No, I would say though vaginas don't. They all look pretty much the same. Right?
They look kind of the same, but they are different, bro. Like
some of them.
Different.
I mean, like you know, dicks for the most part, they're like you know they have the same kind of shape. But
yeah, but here's the thing:
like,
the only difference I think with vaginas is that some can smell very good and some can smell very fucking bad.
Yeah,
and that's disgusting. Like I've had to have
what have you done like when you got like a girl and like her like vagina smell like really bad, like what did you do?
I had that happen one time to me. I was
like you were about to eat her out or whatever.
Yeah, I was about to. I went down there and I was like, no, I'm out. I'm gone.
What did you say to her?
I just got up and I was like, you know what? I have to go take my mom to work or something. I made up some lie.
You have to say something.
I have to say something. I'm not gonna go up down there and be like, I gotta go. Like I'm just gonna be like, like my grandma's gotta go for a walk or something.
Yeah. Make some story. I'll immediately text my girls like, yo, call me fake crying. I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get up and get out.
I mean, this is the thing. I don't mind a little must because nobody's perfect. Like that's fine.
Yeah, but dude, how you gonna get your little work? How you gonna be eating that shit with the must in there, bro? Huh?
You're going to
How you gonna be eating that shit with the must?
No, I'm not talking about like fish level.
You gotta wear an N90. Yeah, you gotta wear an N95, bro.
No, I'm talking about like a little musk. You know what I'm saying? It's just natural. You know what I mean? You get a little sweat.
Yeah, that's a little musk. But yo, if you go down there and that shit is smelling like quail eggs, you gotta get the fuck out.
Get the fuck going ASAP.
Get up. It's a PSA. Get up and get the fuck out.
Because
get up and get out.
That odor is so pungent. Like, and that's why I said like a little musk is fine.
Yeah, because your guys' face is right in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally, the whole head is in there.
That's how you know to not eat it though. Like if it stank, nigga, get the fuck out. Like you're like, oh shit. Yo, I had one of my friends told me he was like, yeah, I gotta take a shower.
He's like, get the fuck.
Yeah, one of my friends in college, he was like, yeah, like I gotta. He told a girl one time because it smelled like really bad. He was like, "Oh shit, I smell like shit. I gotta take a shower." And then he just left her.
Yo, I have the
you know what's crazy
story,
to me
bro.
though is like as girls, like at least like my friends and stuff like that, like everyone smells each other.
You guys
like no, we don't take turns sticking our fingers up our vagina, but like
I was
meaning
about to say,
like
you guys like drop each other's pants and like
no,
sniff?
but like you could smell like yourself essentially, like smell your own scent. So I don't understand girls that go to fuck a guy and they can't smell, like they don't realize that their pussy smells.
I mean, but here's the thing though too. Here's the thing though too. I don't get how girls don't shave down there if they know they're gonna be fucking a dude. That's disgusting.
Bruh, I hate having hair. I'm like a hairless cat. That's the only way I go.
Some girls like don't mind that. They're like, yeah, I'll fuck with an open bush down there, and I'm like, nah, I ain't with that. Like, no.
Yeah, the bush. I don't know. It can get kind of tricky down there. Might get caught up.
I'm telling you, bro. You're like Indiana Jones.
I don't know.
To
For
that
me,
shit,
I
bro.
feel like
You
it's
need
the
a
same with
machete.
girls. Like girls don't like majority of girls I know, they don't like guys having like a bush down there either. Like a little hair is fine.
Yeah,
but
I mean, obviously
like,
a little
you know
hair.
what I mean?
You gotta make sure it's like
Yeah.
presentable.
Yeah.
It's gotta look presentable.
It can't be a
It
mess.
goes both ways.
Yeah.
It goes
You gotta
both
get a
ways.
haircut up
You gotta get
top
the
and down low.
lawnmower's gotta get cut around it a couple times. The sharp edges, you know. And then,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just basic hygiene though. Like I think anybody will get the
yo,
picture.
I have the funniest.
But it's
fucking
like as
story, bro.
guys, you or like I mean, wouldn't you know if your dick smelled bad?
Yeah, but our dick. I mean,
But
usually
I
our shit
can't
ain't
like
gonna
unless I remove like 2 of my ribs.
Yeah,
But
like-
if you put your hand on it and then like sniff
Yeah,
it, I
you
don't
can-
know.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
you
mean?
know if you're
like,
musty, but
yeah,
it's like-
yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually, if anything, that's after like a workout.
Like
you take a shower.
the wisp rule. Like what is it when you like
The waft.
the waft?
Taught you in chemistry class.
You gotta like
Yeah.
be like, yeah, all right, it smells good. We're good to go.
Oh my
Holy
god.
shit, man. What were you saying
That's
though?
hilarious.
Oh no, bro! I had a fucking story where she was like, "You got to get up and go, bro." I had the funniest shit happen to me, bro. I matched with this girl on Tinder like a couple years ago, and she
Tinder.
Yeah, bro, it's always Tinder, bro. I mean, I don't use Tinder that much.
Nah,
anymore.
I know, I
Hinge
know.
is where it's at.
Tinder's
But-
weird. I got some creeps.
Yeah,
on
I have.
Tinder
I have
back
some
in the
fucking
day.
weird ass girls on Tinder. Fucking. No, I matched with this chick on Tinder a couple years ago, and she was smart. She was smart. What she did was she put up pictures of her when she was skinny. Right? Like when she looked
You
good,
got a
like she looked valid.
catfish.
No, she looked valid. So I pull up. Well, I didn't pull up immediately. Nah, bro. This is why I pulled up. I asked Mario actually to go with me, bro. Yo, I hope Mario doesn't get in trouble for this, but yo, shout out Mario.
He's working at Friendly's now. It's all good.
Oh God.
No, it is
Nah,
somebody
nah,
that
nah.
looks
It's
like
one
him.
of our boy that it looks like. So
What do you guys call
So
them?
we go to,
snibble, whatever is it?
yeah, we're
Oh,
gonna get you for
fribble,
yeah. She's gonna bust down live a cheese skirt burger, but so we ended up we were supposed to actually go to Marvell. Fucking bro.
Dude, when we went to Marvell, I'm like, he's trying to say Carvel, and he's like Marvell.
No,
I'm
I told her
like,
I was
nah,
like
you're fucking with me,
Marvell
right?
like 10 times, and she's like, no, it's Carvel. I'm like, no, it's Marvell. She's like, I've never heard of that. I'm like, well,
Okay,
you'll
I
see.
see what you're
I
saying.
ended up like fucking having like I wore it. I like wore the ice cream all over my body. But
Good times.
all right, so I told her like, all right, let's meet up at Long Beach, right? And I was like, yo, I gotta bring my boy, because if this ends up bad, like I gotta be able to get the fuck out of there quick. So she was like, all right, I'll bring my friend. So my boy's like, all right, yo, maybe her friend's like hot too. And I'm like, all right, word, yo, we might be set, like we might be in it tonight. We pull up, bro. We're like walking on the boardwalk, right? We're like waiting to meet up with these 2 chicks, and these 2 chicks are like these like two bad chicks start walking past us, and we're like, all right, yo, that's them, bro. Let's go. And they walk right past us.
Big Mama came through.
Yeah, no, for real. Nah, it was like,
fucked
nah.
up.
So the girl that I saw was like definitely not what I saw on Tinder, and she brought this like Harambe looking bitch with her. Like, no, I'm
What's
being
that movie with Eddie Murphy?
Norbit.
Oh my god, no, that's dead ass what she looked like, bro. Yo, they come up to us and the girl's like, hey, how are you? And in my head, I'm like, bro, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
My name's George.
I'm like, I
actually
either go swim in the water, like across the water, bro, or get
Holy
the fuck out of here. Yo, I'm walking with them, right? I'm chilling, talking. I text my boy, and my boy's like, yo, we gotta get the fuck out of here within like 2 minutes, like quick. Like we gotta bounce quick. So I'm like, all right, think of something how we can get out of this. So his brother wasn't with us. You met his brother, Andrew, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So I pick up my phone and I act like his brother's calling me. So I'm like, yo, you all right? You got into a car accident? Fuck, you okay? And I'm like this. I'm like, bro, I'm coming now. Don't worry. Like, stay there.
Good old
Not knowing that
tricks.
obviously the fire department would be the first one on the spot. I'm acting like I'm the fucking like fire department. So I'm like, bro, yo, your brother's in danger. Like, he needs us. Bro, if I tell you, bro, I put my phone in my pocket and we fucking booked it. Fucking booked it down the boardwalk. Bro, ran to my car. This chick texted me like an hour later. She's like,
whoa.
Oh, like you could have like told me that like you didn't want to like talk to me. And I'm like,
I would have been like,
It's all
bitch,
good.
you could have told me I was gonna be
yeah,
catfish.
I was like, I was like, was I
like-
pranked? Like, no, I mean, like, I'm like,
You're like, were there cameras somewhere?
was
Am I
I
gonna be on a
punked? Like,
show?
what the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, this is crazy. So
that's
why
that's
I don't really fuck with like the dating apps anymore, bro. I'm afraid of that.
That happened one time. So like I did a pageant and this one girl, like they obviously showed us everybody's pictures. And it was only headshots, but from the headshot you could and some body pictures. And so like obviously we saw them, we're like, wow, everyone's so gorgeous. And then we met in person and there was this like one like really heavy girl. And, you know, me and some of the other girls were like, who is she? We didn't see her. You know what I mean? And then we talked to her. She was super sweet and whatnot. And then we obviously, like, we each got each other's names. And then we look and we were like, holy shit. Like, either somebody did a really good Photoshop job or, like...
Or they just...
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or she went through something, gained weight. But we were like, whoa. Like, I mean, this girl was probably, like, a size 4. And, like... When we saw her, she was like, you know, like 24. I was like, oh my God. And like, I was just like, you know that you're doing a competition. It's like, I get it if you're submitting these pictures to get in, but it's like, at the end of the day, once you're in person, it like immediately, you know.
There's got to be a law with that. Yeah. Like, if you get catfish, there's got to be some sort of law.
Yeah, and it's like, obviously I feel bad because it's definitely an image issue for them, but I'm like, dude, like.
Yeah, but you can't be doing that. You can't be going posting like pictures of somebody else or like pictures of what you used to look like on Hinge.
I mean, you've seen the show Catfish, right? You got motherfuckers on there trying to pretend to be Bow Wow and shit, and they're like, "Oh my God, I love Bow Wow," and they think it's Bow Wow.
The person is like, bro,
obviously
you can't be doing that shit.
Sorry, that's fucked up though. Yeah.
This one photographer who I was friends with, he does OnlyFans. Like he shoots girls for OnlyFans. So he hit up this one girl, and he had never clicked on her OnlyFans, but based off her Instagram, he was like, "Okay, she's hot. I want to shoot her. We could get like content, we could collab. Like she shoots content for me, I sell it, and then she uses whatever pictures to sell on her platform on OnlyFans, whatever." So anyways, like they go to shoot, and when she came to the shoot, she like whipped her dick out. Like it wasn't a girl.
Oh, no. I gotta get up. The episode's over after.
And on that note, we'll see you next time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so like
that's crazy.
So anyways, like she, you know what I mean? She goes to put on a bikini and she's like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like she, I don't know what to like, a transgender, I don't even know. Anyways.
They, right? That's
yeah.
Thing, right? They.
So anyways, they pull up to the shoot, you know what I mean? And like whip it out. And he was like, whoa. Like, wait, you're a guy? And she's all like, well, like, yeah, but like I dress like a girl. And like
passed out.
He was like, listen, I'm sorry, like I'll still shoot you, but like we're not doing a collab anymore because like honestly, he's like, you weren't clear with me.
You could have
he was all like, I'm not gonna do it for free anymore. He's like, I can't use content like that. No, wait, he's all like, because guys, he's all like, I have guys on my OnlyFans that want to see girls' pictures.
Was she wearing makeup and stuff?
Yeah, like I mean, dress like a girl.
That's gotta be a sight to see.
Completely dressed like a girl.
So dress like a woman, but just has a fucking cock hanging out.
Yeah.
Nah. That's Sorry.
Like you know, boob job, everything like that, and like mind you, she looked like a chick, but then like whips, you know, her dick out, and he was like, yeah, no, he's like, sorry, I can't sell this stuff. He's like, I have guys that want to see like vagina. Like
I've seen it all.
And she was like, are you serious? And he was all like, don't get mad at me. He's like, you weren't clear with me. You should have told me like, hey, I'm trans.
My 2 weeks would have been
whatever, like
my 2
and
weeks
stuff like that. He's like, we could have worked something out. He's like, but yeah, no, and like I was like, bro, and that wasn't the first time that happened to him. That's happened to him multiple times, and he like named it a series like Chicks with Dicks. I was like,
wow.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's...
You got some stories, kid.
Yeah, that's fucking
She got some stories, kid. Yeah, that's what's up, though.
There's some crazy stuff that happened, like, I mean, in the modeling industry all the time.
Wow. Oh
Luckily, nothing crazy to me, because, like, I could, like, I speak up for myself, you know what I mean? But I've heard other stories with girls that, you know, they get taken advantage of, or, like, they end up, like, you know, sleeping with their photographer. Like, it's a bunch of, like, young girls that are new and they think that they need to sleep with them to make their way up. Exactly. Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, I always have chicks hitting me up like, hey, have you worked with him? Is he a creep and stuff like that? And it's like, even
and you just keep it strictly obviously business.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, there's been guys, don't get me wrong, there's been guys where I've been at shoots and like they try to like entitle something and I'm like, dude, listen, I was like, if you're gonna keep acting that way, we're gonna wrap this shoot up right now.
Quick,
you already signed my agreement and my contract. I was like, if you try using those pictures for anything else, I was like, you'll be in touch with my lawyer and I'll
down,
see you
bro.
Like, I don't play with that shit because it's like ever since I was young, like my mom knew that I always liked to like I was just always like a diva, a princess, and I always liked to look sexy. Like even when I was like, you know, younger, I had like a rack, so like I was all like, damn, I love my boobs, and everybody loved them too. So I was like, okay, gotta utilize them, you know. And so my mom, she knows what I post on the gram. Like people are like,
ever since I was younger, I had a rap.
I mean, when you know you got it, you got it.
Hilarious.
Exactly. So anyways, like my mom, she knows what I post on Instagram. People are like, oh, do your parents know what you do? I'm like, yeah, my dad refused to see it because what the fuck, that's weird, obviously. But my mom, she knows. And so like when I was younger and I started getting into modeling and lingerie, she was like, hey, listen, like we need to start getting you a contract and stuff because you don't know.
Yeah, you don't want anybody taking your pictures.
Yeah, we don't know what they're going to use these pictures for. They
could
crop your face and put it on like, you know, some like porn website and like start doing like promo for that and whatnot. And so
it is fucking weird, bro.
Exactly. So I had to get a lawyer and everything like that. And so for any shoots that I do, whether it's like video shoots, whether it's photo shoots, like they all have to sign. And what's crazy is that most photographers, they don't have an agreement, or they do, but they won't make the model sign it because they want to like play dumb, you know what I mean? And make them feel like, oh, you could trust me, I'd never do that to you.
Yeah.
But it's like at the end of the day, when you're in the industry, you can't trust nobody because whatever happens, revenge is revenge. Things happen, and people will do anything for money. And especially when you like start like getting bigger in the business, you know what I mean? People are going to try and blacklist you and be like, oh, I have this of you, I have that of you. So it's like, luckily, like nothing like that has happened to me yet, and like I hope it doesn't in the future. But like my mom was the one who put me on that real quick. She's like, yeah, no, like you need to get the agreement and everything and whatnot. So now I make everybody sign it and whatnot. So
it's pretty much the same with everything. Like whenever you enter an industry like professionally, like with us, I mean, now that I've signed with a label, everything has to be through a contract. Like I can't just be giving out free beats like I was 3 or 4 years ago. I can't be selling beats for $100. Like everything has to be under a contract. So it just covers your ass.
You start to realize that like the more you see your work as valuable, like that's when you raise your prices on everything. And you're going to have people that are going to want to work with you, and then you're going to have people that don't want to, and that's fine. If they don't want to, they could go find somebody who's within their price range. You know what I mean?
We literally spoke about this on a couple of podcasts.
Exactly. I've had so many photographers where they like, when I was younger, I used to do these group shoots where it'd be like, it would be called like a class, kind of like a photography class. So it'd be like 8 photographers would sign up, and it'd be one main photographer teaching them different, techniques on the camera, and then the model. And so like you would get a good model that knows how to pose. So then the photographer is just focusing on showing the rest how like to get different lighting and whatnot. So I used to do those a lot because they would bring in good money. But then I was young at the time. I was maybe like 16, 17, 18. And I'd always have somebody come with me because it's like, even when I first started modeling, I always had somebody come with me because you never know. So anyways, like I started to break down the math, and then I realized that I was getting ripped off because I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like all these photographers are paying like X amount to do the class, and then I'm only getting paid X amount, and then the main photographer is like, you know, cashing in on everything. And don't get me wrong, obviously I know that he's going to profit the most because he's the one that's organizing it. But then I'm like, I'm selling myself short because I started to break it down. I was like, what are my rates that I charge per hour versus what I'm actually getting for like 8 people for 3 hours? You know what I mean? I was like, I should be making way more money.
Oh yeah. You start to know your worth.
So then like from those, that's when I started raising my prices. And so like this one guy hit me up to do one of those classes, and he's like, oh, what are your rates? Like, we're going to have, you know, X amount of people. And so I started doing the math, and I'm like, okay, like these are my rates and stuff like that. And he's all like, oh, like, he's like, I don't know if they're going to want to do that. Like, you'd be cashing out at like, you know, over like 3 G's and stuff like that and whatnot. And I'm like, well, you're asking me what my rates are. I was like, and honestly, I was like, I'm giving you a discounted price. I was like, if those 10 guys were to individually shoot me, they'd be paying way more, like way more than what they are doing a group session. You know what I mean? And I was like, you're saying that it's too much because now you're like, you wanted to make all that money. And it's like, at the end of the day, you want talent, right? I was like, if you want a girl who's going to do it for free or for $50 the other, exactly, go grab somebody else that's going to be willing to do it. I was like, but it's not going to be me because it's my time. I have to travel to you. You know what I mean? And I was like, and I know that these photographers are going to use my face, my body for whatever promotion that they do on their website. You know what I mean? I don't know where those photos are going to go, whether they submit them somewhere, whether they put them like on Facebook, whoever they send them to, like, hey, yo, I just started photography and like, look at this baddie I just like shot. You know what I mean? it's like I'm not getting any royalties per like photo that's going to be distributed anywhere. And then when he was all like, oh wow, like I'm sorry, I didn't know that you like went deep into it. I'm like, what do you mean went deep into it? That's the industry. You don't go into something and be like, yeah, you could use my stuff, but I'm not going to get whatever exactly whatever shares you make off of it. I'm not getting shit. Like, no, what the hell? Like, whatever you're going to do with it, that's, you know what I mean, my property too.
No, makes sense.
And most girls, they don't realize that. They don't know that. They go into it blindly, and you know what I mean? They get fucked over. So.
Damn.
Yeah, there's like a lot to it.
There's definitely a lot to it.
People just think that it's like, oh, modeling, she's just looking hot and that's it. And it's like most girls get taken advantage of. But me, it's 100%. All like, yeah, I'm hot. I know what I bring. I know, like, if there's a certain image or vibe that you want, I'll give it to you, but it's going to cost a price because I know exactly what you're going to do with those photos. You know what I mean? And who's going to view them and whatnot. So
at the end of the day in life, at some point you learn like, yo, it costs money to eat. Like, I'm not going to do something for free when I feel like
you have to think about yourself. You're like, I need to put food on the table. I got to pay my bills. Like,
that's a fact.
Yeah. We got to hustle somehow. Make it shake. Yeah. I think that's a good point to wrap, right?
What an episode.
Episode 11 and a half.
We got so much.
Yeah, I feel like it's been over like an hour. I mean, I'll check the footage now, but
crazy.
You want to drop your @ for the people, you know, so they can follow you on Instagram
so my Instagram @ is brandyguez, so I'll spell it out just because a bunch of people spell it wrong. It's BRANDYGUEZ. The rest are fake accounts. Don't follow them.
You heard her first.
You kept it gangsta.
You heard it here.
Sonic Boyz Podcast.
We are out. Thank you for tuning in.